Assalamu alaikum friends. As you all know that Dhruv is an Indian YouTuber, blogger and social media activist. He is known for his YouTube videos on social, political and environmental issues. He has millions of followers on social media platforms. On the 9th of June 2023, he uploaded a video from his official YouTube channel in which he explains Abrahamic religion and the commonness between the major religions. He tells his viewer that hatred is being spread among people using religion, so he wants to use his platform to promote harmony and unity among people. First of all, he narrates a story to their viewer in which they say that a man whose name ends with AM and his wife, whose name starts with S, travel towards the south. They are accompanied by their relative, whose name starts with L. During their journey, a king whose name ends with N kidnaps the woman and takes her with him. After some time, the woman is released and returns to her husband. He tells the viewer that the characters in this story resemble the characters from the story of Ramayana. However, he fills in the blanks with the names of Prophet Abraham, his wife Sarah, their nephew Prophet Lut, and the villain of the story, Pharaoh. Viewer, if you are familiar with the concept of Chinese whisper, it is easy to understand how a story can lose its reality when passed on to many people. Is he suggesting here that the story of Ramayana is a version of the story of Prophet Abraham, AS? But is it appropriate to mix the characters of these two religions when they are sacred for both? From here, I jump to the end of the video where they narrate the story of Prophet Abraham, AS, in their own way. Muslims believe that the prophets, except for Allah, fear no one and never lie. In your story, Hazrat Ibrahim, AS, and his wife Sarah pretended to be siblings out of fear of Pharaoh and his army, in order to protect themselves and their lives. This is a painful narration for Muslims. Later in the story, he mentions Hazrat Hajra, whose status is highly esteemed in Islam. Her son Ismail was righteous and obedient from childhood, and Muslims commemorate his sacrifice every year on Eid ul-Adha. In Dhruv's story, he depicts him as a mischievous child, which goes against the facts. Hazrat Ismail is mentioned in the Quran with great praise, stating that he was a patient and righteous servant of Allah. To learn more about them, you can refer to the link provided in the description. While narrating this story, he has hidden the face of Hazrat Ibrahim, which is a good thing. However, from here, we jump to the beginning of the video where they are easily showing the face of Allah or God, which is considered sacred for all religions. He explains this in the comments of their video by quoting a hadith, stating why they captured the face of Allah in a photograph in the video. According to this hadith, the Prophet Muhammad prohibited Muslims from hitting on the faces during battles because Allah created Adam in his own image. We know that everything has a form or image. Therefore, it means that Allah also has a form, which is the best of all. However, no one has seen Allah. So, can we create the form of Allah? Absolutely not, because we do not know how Allah looks. Simply by extracting the incorrect meaning from this hadith, we cannot obtain a license to create a portrait of Allah. In response to this, there is a hadith narrated by Al-Bukhari, 3245, Muslim, 2834, in which the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that the first group to enter paradise will be in the form of the moon. So, does this mean that everyone will become like the moon when they enter paradise? Not at all. The mention of the image, surah, in this context does not mean an exact physical image, but rather it refers to the qualities or characteristics resembling the moon. Their faces will shine like the moon, but they will not actually become the moon. Similarly, when we talk about the image of Allah, it means the attributes of Allah mentioned in the Holy Quran, such as the face, eyes, hands, and feet, which are perfect in their form. However, we do not know exactly how they are. Allah has many other attributes as well. For example, Allah is all-hearing, all-seeing, and Hazrat Adam, AS, could also hear, but not everything. Allah can see everything, but humans can only see up to a certain limit. This proves that there is no need for us to create an image of Allah. Now, let's move on to the central part of the video where they defend idol worship. They say that Muslims should not call non-Muslims kafir, because they believe in some god or another. So, my question to them is, can you consider someone who says 2 plus 2 equals 5 as a mathematician? No, right? Similarly, anyone who does not have faith in the true God is a kafir. But the term kafir is not an insult, it simply means a disbeliever or a non-Muslim. Then he says that idol worship is done for the sake of God, so that people can reach Him. However, Allah clearly states in Surah Kahf, verse 16 of the Holy Quran that indeed, we created man and we are closer to him than his jugular vein. This means that we do not need to worship idols to reach God. Rather, we need to worship Him directly. As for the matter of being a polytheist or disbeliever, even the disbelievers of Makkah believed that Allah was the creator, but they also worshipped other people, stones, and trees. That is why Allah Himself referred to them as disbelievers in the Holy Quran. The incorrectness of idol worship has already been proven by many Muslim scholars, which is wrong in every religion. In conclusion, I would like to say that this video contains many things that may cause distress to Muslims, but since their intention is to promote harmony, it was my duty to address the major issues. As Muslims, we should not disrespect any religion. Islam is based on religious tolerance and is a peaceful religion.